What's up? My name is Kamal, and today we're going to be working on the red Cayenne, basically taking everything apart in the back that's damaged. We pulled this out of the shop and did the blower motor on our other Cayenne, so got this back into the shop, and we're going to take the whole trunk out because it's got hit pretty hard here, which I guess is going to involve taking a lot of the trim and the inside out actually. We did replace like the trunk shocks on the other Cayenne. I'm guessing to take this out, we're gonna have to basically access the same stuff, and then we'll see if, maybe we take the glass out first, then can unbolt the actual hatch itself. Then we'll take out the taillights, and then I'm pretty sure there's like bolts to get the bumper off. We'll take the whole bumper off, and then we'll take the trailer hitch off, which basically this bolt's where the crash bar used to be. This got bent pretty bad. Kind of took a lot of the hit, but luckily it looks like the frame where this is bolted to, I kind of went over that in my other videos, it doesn't look like that got bent at all, so that's good. And if you guys want to see the other videos of us taking the whole front end apart, the exhaust apart, and just going over all the damage, on my channel there's a playlist called Project Save the Cayenne, and you can check those videos out there. And if you're not subscribed already, please do. It helps us out and we appreciate it. So yeah, I'll probably just strap my GoPro to my head, and my dad and I will just start taking all this apart. So good. Cause see, that kept this up. That's why I remember we had to take it so we could pull this down a little further.
Popping this here and these.
So maybe that's what's holding the whole thing in there. See what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder if we have to connect the struts first.
Yeah.
Got it. Now the door is heavy. Alright. Heavy.
So there were three holes here. They just had these caps on them. We popped those caps off and took these T30 bolts out. Basically that popped off our spoiler over here. So we got the spoiler off, and now we have access to these bolts, which I think if we unbolt these, we should be able to take the glass off before we get to the door, which it's been a process within itself. We kind of closed it on the wire here, but we've been, because there's a bunch of wiring underneath here it's just pretty intricate and it's kind of hard to get through. Yeah, that's what we're working on right now. So we're gonna remove these bolts up here and see if that will allow us to slide the glass out. So as far as the wires that when you lift up the trunk that go under there, you have the wires that come this way that go to this. So we actually took these screws out and these grounds right here and here, and then there were these little metal clips, and we were loosened this and actually lifted it up because we were thinking, you know, instead of getting all the wires underneath here, which was kind of a pain, maybe we could undo all that and just flip this up. But as you can see here, there's like this black wire that's I guess these are grounds. I guess, you know, I think that these things are basically for your heated defrost for the rear glass. So there's a lot more underneath there than it appears. So what we're gonna do is remove these bolts on either side. We already did that, and the whole glass removes itself. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna move these again, because we just basically put all this back together. And we're gonna basically flip the glass up here. We don't really need a new glass or anything. It's really just the door. So we're gonna just see if it'll flip over like we're trying to do it, and just remove the bolts and maybe put a blanket up there. That was actually pretty quick. These go underneath. So basically we just flipped it all over. So you can see this is how that moves. The wires still have some slack to them, so that's good. So that was kind of the easiest idea, because you see, I actually attached this one back in here, but this wire goes down here, I guess, all the contraptions underneath the door. This does have the soft close, so the only thing I'm hoping is that the door we get, basically all the wiring is the same. So all we have to do now, this wire, we already disconnected it and put the rubber thing through all there and actually fished it out through here. So now we just have to do the same thing for this side. So you can kind of see this used to go through there and then up through here and was attached. So now we just have to do the same thing for this wire on this side. Just figure out where this goes and where it connects under here. And then it actually, see, it looks like we could just remove, because see, we actually have these 2 bolts in here that attach to this arm on the side. I think that's really what holds the whole door, like you were saying. The other idea we had originally was if we did remove the wiring for the glass as well, it looks like these 4 bolts also remove both hinges, so you could theoretically remove the rear hatch and the glass all put together as one. But like I was saying, our glass is still good, so now what we're gonna do is just work on figuring out which wire under here goes to this harness right here. So we just got the door out. Like I said, we took those screws on either side that attach to these arms. The only thing is the screws, they are the same as this, and a T40 Torx does fit, but when I tried breaking the one loose, like this one that went into here, it kind of started stripping a little bit, so we just ended up going to Advanced Auto Parts and got these like multi-point bits. That way they fit in the way they're supposed to. And it looks like the 8mm one is the one that ended up getting those off. For this side, there was just this green and blue connector. The blue one is the one that went to the door, and on this side, the pink one goes to the door. The pink one also had a ground on it that went to this bolt right here, along with this other ground. But as you can see, there's like a hole there. That's where the rubber piece on each side went through here and ran along the door. So that's basically what that hole is, where this rubber connection basically kept water out of the car. And then like I was showing, there's this other ground, the pink one. And on this side, it was the same thing, except just the blue connector and no ground. So yeah, as long as we can get a door that's also a 2006, then hopefully it'll have the same connections, the pink and the blue with the ground. The only thing is going to a salvage yard and doing all this over again. At least it'll be easier since it'll be the second time that we've done it, but it still is a good bit of work to get all the electrical connections, but I think we can manage. So, what do you think?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Got the taillights out. It's just those 2 screws that go in here, and then there is like a little thing that it plunges into. This one's here, the one on the other side's missing, and then you just have the one connector. But as you can see under here, we have this one screw and this screw for the rear bumper. And then I'm sure we're gonna have some stuff on the sides. Looks like there's one screw facing up right there, and that looks like everything for the sides. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell under here because there are holes right there, but this is kind of where all the damage is. I wonder if this is, oh, maybe there's even one right here too. So yeah, we're just gonna get all those screws out and then pop this bumper off. Well, the bumper came off pretty easy. As you can see on each side, there's just these 3 things that it slides into. It just has these 3 pieces on each side. You can see how this is definitely got damaged here. Because you see how this has 4 holes at the bottom where I think, see these screws in here on each side? This used to be all the way down here. You can see how this even got bent on the end a little bit.
Well, we
But-
knew that. We knew that.
But I mean,
The frame is good.
yeah, we got lucky. So the next thing we're gonna do is just unbolt the hitch here, and then I guess we can unbolt that other piece as well.
This goes here
Oh dang, there's a piece of glass in here.
from the other corner.
Yeah, probably from their headlight or something.
Big bolts, yeah.
Yeah.
Here is zip tying, yeah.
Yeah, as far as the like heat shielding, I mean that's still okay. I mean it's a little banged up, but not enough to. I mean it bends back in place. So yeah, it's really just that piece here that bolted that we just took off. You can see the 4 screws under here where the bumper does attach to it. Well,
Good job.
yeah, you too.
Now we gotta go to the junkyard and hunt for the parts.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's all we're gonna do for today. Now just kind of make a list. I mean, now we have at least a mental note of everything we need. The main thing I'm concerned about is just making sure we get a trunk that has the same connections on either side so that everything will bolt up the same. Well, thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, next video will probably be us going to salvage junkyard and basically doing all of this again for what we did today and for the front in order to get all the parts we need. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.